द्रष्टु दर्शन दृश्यानां virāmo yatra va bhavet dṛṣṭis tatraiva kartavyā nāsāgrāvalokinī. In the last class we were talking about that a different type of dṛṣṭi to be developed. And of course, we took the example of how a sadhaka starts seeing Vishnu on a stone called saligrama. Because of a cognitive change. That's why the dṛṣṭi cannot be changed unless there is cognitive change in me. Even if I do any sort of practices, maybe habitually I will be developing certain attitude or something, but right time it may not work. And here in Yoga Shastra or in all other practices highlight that you need to be aware of this mindfulness, this fullness, that fullness. You understand? I am bringing everybody together. Kundalini, this yoga, that yoga. So put together everybody. They say that you need to do this, you need to do that. Nothing wrong in it. It's good. At least that long the person does not create. As long as the person practices that long, the person does not create any problem for others, at least that moment, okay? So you have to respect. Like, the story goes about genie, how. So a man, I don't know why I'm getting into today's storyboard in the beginning itself, okay? Sometimes these men think they know everything and they are smart. But sometimes they don't know, they are the dumbest person, okay? Like somebody said, look, especially you men think that very smart. But when it comes to fight in home, always you surrender first. Why? The man smiles and says, look, whole day we are fighting with everybody and to earn money to come back to home. And again, if I have come back to home and again fight with my wife, what? I should also keep some energy for tomorrow, to fight with the world. So better to surrender. How? And interestingly, this fellow did lot of tapas, lot of things and got one genie. Popular story. So genie when appeared asked one thing, look, I am here but in one condition. You have to give me work. And if you do not give me work, I will kill you. Then the man said, okay, what is the big deal in it? I will give you. So genie appeared, tell me what is to be done. Now, all the time my wife starts the wife, okay? Complaints about the home, make the best house. Within a second that fellow made. He said, not only house is made, you are also inside the house, okay? Without your knowledge, I have shifted you. And he got shocked, what is happening? Now what is to be done? Now also do neighbor's house, do this, do that. Whatever he asked, everything, genie did it within a second. Now genie started chasing him. Give me work, or else I am going to kill. So wife said, what is happening? No, this is the situation. I don't know what to do. Wife said, it's a very simple thing. Okay, ask the genie to listen to me. Tell that now I am genie's boss. Oh, okay. So lady very smart. What did he say? Okay, genie, now I am your boss. Fix a pillar here. So genie had to fix. Within a second, yes, pillar is fixed. Now go up and down. Go up and down till I say stop. Now, poor Ginny, after, let us say, few hours, while going up and down says, Madam, please relieve me. Whenever you want, I will appear. All my conditions are removed. This is called practice and understanding, okay? However, here we say, all sort of practices that is being highlighted by different schools of discipline. I cannot say school of understanding, nor even darśana shastra, way of seeing. But different schools of discipline, that's the better word, is useful, is definitely has its own benefit, but also has its own limitation. That must be understood carefully. And here Vedanta says, look, in order to change your dṛṣṭiṁ, you need to have cognitive change. And this cognitive change only can happen by the teaching, by understanding. And in order to have understanding, you need to go through all discipline. So disciplines are not useless. Looking at the tip of the nose is not useless. It is useful. But because you are looking at the tip of the nose all the time, that does not mean that you are enlightened person or you are wise person or anything has really changed in your life. Not necessarily. So that is to be understood very carefully. Based on that, we discussed last class. Saha dṛṣṭi paramodārā. So that dṛṣṭi is the most relaxing, most noble, most accommodating. And what sort of dṛṣṭi? That dṛṣṭi which is jñānamayīṁ, knowledge-oriented vision. So what is knowledge here? So knowledge means that anything that I see, any nama rupa I observe, I experience, I see the adhishthānam, I see the substratum. Like while seeing ornaments, I see the gold. I never lose sight of gold. That's why when I have ordinary ornament, I know it is ordinary ornament. I move freely. Even if somebody snatches and takes away, I don't run behind. No problem. You can take one more also. I'll give you extra. 1 + 1 free. But if it is gold, what I do? I run behind. You understand? So also here, this is the one thing. Because Adi Shankaracharya tries to put it very carefully. He tries to give this sort of meditation in 2 ways. So verse number 116 that we saw, that was being talked as keeping your eyes open and doing meditation. This is called nididhyasanam. Okay, meditation means nididhyasanam. Keeping your eyes open, you can do nididhyasanam. In fact, to be done. So what is that? So while experiencing anything and everything, you are able to see the substratum. You are able to see the limitation. You know this example which I have given few times. Like this is the season. In Uttarakhand, you know this. We have this one particular type of fruit. In Italy also I have seen that virāmo, that which lemon family. It's a big one and very nice, tasty, but very sour. I forgot that name. Okay, I'll get back to you. And very sour. And one Swami thought of to have that. And this is a very good combination. So there you need little salt and little chili and this. So that, you know, sour, chili and salt combination is a fantastic salivity you cannot think of. So this Swami thought, why not? So got some 5-6 of that, big ones. And, you know, brought 1 kg of chili and lot of salt. And that too he went, he went for rock salt, okay, not the ordinary salt, so that taste will be much more interesting. And he made it. So some Swami was passing by, so he tried to hide it. Because he has to give something. So that Swami asked, what are you doing? No, nothing to do. But the Swami wanted to know. No, I want to know. Please. Then he prepared. So first he took little bit. So nice, salivating, very energetic, wow, all these things. Then after taking, 3-4 times, then after that it started paining because lot of chili, what to do. Now he doesn't want. Mind says, no, enough. Now you can call that Swami and give it away, okay? You understand? Then he said, no, you do not heed yourself. When that Swami came and asked, what is this? You started hiding. Now you better eat it. Now this Swami was crying because talking to himself, fighting with his own mind. Started eating, crying and eating, you understand? So then the mind said, no, enough, no. It is you did all these things. You did not want to share with anybody. Please better eat, enjoy, suffer, whatever you do. After some time, what happened? The other Swami came. Hey, what are you doing? You are crying and eating. No, please. Now also I don't want to help you. I don't want to give you. Now earlier, the insecure mind was opposing. Can you see this point? Earlier, insecure mind was not giving. Now secure mind is not giving. So there is a difference. So that difference one should understand. Whether your insecure mind is reacting or secure mind is responding. That only you can say, not anybody else. In any given situation, whether your insecure mind is reacting or secure mind is responding, that difference you should be able to make out. This is the basic, step of a sadhaka. And if this much doesn't enter in you, what sort of dṛṣṭi will change, will happen in you? Don't waste my time, okay? However, then what happens? This person cried, other sadhu was listening, then finally what happened? Once for all, the sadhu will never think of this fruit, and even if the fruit comes, even if one fruit comes, will share with everybody. You understand? Not against of the fruit, not going crazy for fruit. That means the existence of fruit does not create any difference or the absence of the fruit. That is called growth. And that is here is called open nididhyasana, keeping your eyes open and do nididhyasana. Whether objects are there or not, whether people are there or not, it doesn't create any difference. It's like a goldsmith looks at how much gold is there. Doesn't look at, of course we'll look at how which gold is moving faster, okay? Which ornament, which nāmarupa is moving faster. Of course that is another point. So how the goldsmith looks at the gold, so also I look at Brahman in every experience. So that was the first type of meditation that we have seen already. I stressed too much today. Second type of meditation is while closing your eyes, also you can do nididhyasana. That's why he used this word va or. So what he says, yatra virāmo dṛṣṭu darśana dṛśyānāṁ bhavet tatra dṛṣṭi kartavyā iti na nāsāgrāvalokinī. That means yatra where virāmo cessation, stopping takes place. How? What are the stop takes place? Dṛṣṭu darśana dṛśyānāṁ means tripoti. Technically we call as tripoti. So pramāṇa, pramatru and prameya. Dṛṣṭu, darśana, dṛśya. Same thing also when you say śrotru or śrota, śravana and śrotavyam. You can say this point. Dṛṣṭa means you can say the one who sees, seer, and darśana, seeing, dṛśya, that is to be seen. So this is called triputi, triangle. All transaction takes place. Same thing called the object of hearing, hearing, and the one who hears. Or you can say experience, experiencer, and object to be experienced in short. So bhokta, bhokta what we say, bhogya vastum, and bhokta also to be resolved. Now when he says, look, where they get stopped means there is no difference at all. So this can happen when you are completely closing your eyes. Sit, as I said, once you close your eyes, first you do not lose sight of desham and kalam. Once desham and kalam, the space and time is, withdrawn or forgotten, then slowly what happens? You start losing sight of your identities. That's why when you start sitting for, because I am preparing this thing, unless you sit long time, minimum 3 to 4 hours in one place without any movement, minimum, you will not be able to understand what I am going to talk later on. And here he says, look, once this happens, then slowly you will discover the interesting thing happens. That is called, we call falling in love. This is the real called falling in love. You start falling in love with your mind. And this also can be another obstacle. So that also to be overcome. That's another step. But at least fall in love. Because unless you fall in love, how can you rise? Okay? Better fall in love and rise. Okay? Both externally and internally. So here he says that when you start spending time for a long time, you will discover even if a sound comes. So that means what? You are able to hear the sound. Now Sravanam takes place. But the Shrota, the one who hears, does not respond. Takes some time. Looks for it. What is happening? Then that Shrota again takes a long time to find out what is that object of sound. There is a delay. And that delay will happen more and more when you close your eyes and sit down for long time. And time comes where what happens? These three do not exist. And that is what he says, sa dṛṣṭi kartavyā amazing. Means while opening your eyes, you are enjoying. Also, while keeping your eyes closed, you are enjoying. No nāsāgrāvalokinī. Not on merely looking at the tip of the nose. Okay, fine. I understand. But will you please talk further what is to be done? Because I am a gross person. I am a tamasic person, nothing enters, I have my own habits, I have my own way of living, so what is to be done? He says, look, now this is the time to come to the next step. So that is called Prāṇāyāma, which happens to be the 10th step. So let us read first. Cittādi sarva bhaveṣu brahmatvenaiva bhavanāt Nirodhaḥ sarva vṛttīnāṁ Prāṇāyāma. What is happening to me today? Prāṇāyāma sa ucyate. Actually, he takes 3 verses on pranayama. So the first, he wants to give the definition of pranayama. Before going to this pranayama, Prāṇāyāma, So we say pranasya ayam. Ayam means disciplining, regulating, controlling, managing, exercising. You can use all this word, okay? Of prana. Interestingly, prana, what we call vital energy, which takes care of the whole system. And there are 5 pranas, mainly, actively. Refer the details of Shiva Samhita. We have talked in details in Shiva Samhita. Those who were lucky, they have listened. Those who are not lucky, no problem. Not also available on the internet. That channel is closed. However, here he says, look, most important thing is, because of regulation of prana, generally through this breathing, all sort of control in the body takes place, whether it is circulation, excretion, or you can say digestion. All sort of activities in the body also is monitored, is also regulated. I can tell you very simple. You can take a blood sample and do whatever test you want, whatever test. And just do 30 minutes of, especially Nadi Shuddhi, and you will see, and take again blood sample. Within 30 minutes, there will be a big difference. In fact, our aim would be, once this Vishwamitra Foundation happens, we must aim to do the research on these aspects. Like to have a lab, maybe our personal lab, and under personal lab, doing this sort of research, and when we do our lab, also it will be self-sustained. Side apart, coming back, because we have to think of something to contribute to the society while sustaining itself. Here we say very carefully, when you do the pranayama, the pranayama gross effect goes to annamaya kosha. And interestingly, what you look at, this blood changes, the parameters of blood changes because of the gross effect. Whereas it has subtle effect too. So subtle effect changes, or okay, you can say changes, or it does its own change with reference to what? With reference to manomaya, vijñānamayīṁ. Okay, the prana, when we do pranayama, the gross effect goes to annamaya. So that gross body, there is a change. In the gross body, there is a change. Also the subtle effect, sukshma prabhav, that goes to both manomaya, emotional faculty, and vijñānamaya, decision making faculty, cognitive faculty. That's why when you do pranayama regularly, your decision making cannot go wrong so quickly. That's why we say whoever does pranayama regularly, before deciding anything, the person will have some type of intuition. The mind will have some type of connection, what is going to happen and what sort of decision to be taken. It's amazing way it works. And that is how all these great Mahatmas work. Of course not like our Mahatma, okay? So this is a note, okay? Or it's my footnote, okay? Interestingly, I'm little taking away from you people, again from out of subject. Today is a nuisance day in India. And some people today call me, Swamiji, namaskaram to you. Today is Teacher's Day. I said, what day? Do you know, India has been, this after so-called independence, this uncle and old man thoroughly destroyed India. They made one lecturer, I don't want to talk about him too much, and he became he was professor, then he became vice chancellor of university, then he became president of India. And his birthday, they declared as a Teacher's Day to destroy the Guru Purnima concept. And every school, college, the way they, boosted from our childhood, those who are now, already 50, 60, 70, they do not know what is Guru Purnima in our culture. Very sad part. And everybody celebrates today's Teacher's Day. What did he contribute? He was a teacher and he became president of India. Then a labor becomes president of India, make Labor's Day. Now, for example, tribal woman has become president of India, make a tribal woman's day. Can you do that? It's this is called systematic way of destroying India. That's why another point I would like to say, none of you know, in independent India, except this 10 years tenure, 10 to 20 years maximum, 15 years tenure, most of the education ministers were Muslims. And in our syllabus, everywhere was taught how the Muslims were great and how Hindus are stupid. This is what we were taught, including present day film industry. Recently, 2 movies were put. One movie was removed, one movie was allowed. If you people are aware of it. Censor board did not allow. So this is out of our census board, okay? So we have to cut it, remove it. So this is no pranayama. Now what can I do? So I have to learn to breathe, okay? Here, joke apart, or so topic apart, not joke apart, topic apart. He talks, let us look at pranayama has both gross effect, also has its own subtle effect. Now when you look at pranayama with understanding, it will have more subtle effect. If we look at in a gross way, it will have only gross effect. For example, nowadays in the gyms and other places also they started teaching pranayama. So that is more towards gross effect. For example sake, I would like to say, you can see the difference. These are the tests we have to do. A group of people do pranayama without taking bath. And other group do pranayama with bath. You will see the result will be different. Because before taking bath, if you do pranayama, the pranayama effect will be more gross, not subtle. Whereas if you take bath and do pranayama, the effect will be more subtle and of course gross will be included. the shift of vision will take place. That's why Dṛṣṭi was before. Everywhere shift has to take place. Same thing also, sagarbhaka, nigarbhaka. Doing pranayama without mantra, doing pranayama with mantra. There is big difference. That's why in culturally, when you do Sandhya Vandanam, every aspect is included. Starting from taking bath and of course with sagarbhaka, with mantra. That's why with Gayatri you do pranayama. Not like, you understand? So by that time you look at, oh, not only pranayama is over, Sandhya Vandanam is over, okay? I cannot forget one boy, okay? So I was sitting there. So he said, okay, I'll go for Sandhya Vandanam and come back. So, okay, I was talking with the family. I think he came back within 3 to 4 minutes. Then suddenly I got shocked. I said, hey, in 3-4 minutes your Sandhya Vandanam got over. What is going on? Then he said, look, at least you understand, I am a young boy, at least 3-4 minutes I took. You know my papa everything finishes within 2 minutes, okay? I said, good father, good son. As the son, as the father, so also the son. But anyway, let us not get into it because these are the joke to make you to be available, okay? So here, when we do sagarbhaka pranayama, what happens? Mainly the role of pranayama is to make you more sattvic, in short. Again, I am repeating. The role of pranayama is to make you more sattvic. And this sattvic aspect will increase when you have a dṛṣṭi. That's why bathing or sarva with mantra pranayama to be done. But if not done, don't worry, still it will work. But it will work in a gross way. Now, if we look at this point, so manaha and prana are like two wings of a bird. And if you want to hold one wing of the bird, will that bird be able to fly? Definitely not. So also, when you restrict your prana in a gross way, also your mind is restricted. That's why all this new age teaching, breathe in, breathe out, do this, do that. And here he says, in pranayama, Nirodhaḥ, the cessation, the stopping is being given importance. And when you start doing real, regressive pranayama, definitely your mind will blank out. So this, blank out mind, he says, look, common people, sarva vṛttīnāṁ. What happens? Nirodhaḥ iti. Chitta vritti nirodha. It is very common and easy, but again it will come back, is different. But in order to understand this thing, first do pranayama, do the cessation of your thinking process. Then you see the limitation of that practice. The problem with this Vedantini, neither they do anything, neither they do puja, but they will talk the limitation of puja. They do not know karma kanda, neither they do, but they will talk all limitation of karma kanda, ritualistic portion of Veda. So also they don't do pranayama. If you ask them to bend down, they cannot bend down properly because all the tummy, okay, everything has come out, weak. What is there? In Yoga Shastra is for ordinary people. I remember one Swami used to say, very funny way, he will say, if by practicing yoga, you can understand, by doing, peacock posture, if you are a yogi, so that means the peacock must be the most exalted yogi, because always in that posture. This is a perverted thinking, okay? However, let us not get into too much. So he says, look, I need to do pranayama. How? Nirodhaḥ sarva vṛttīnāṁ. To start with our regular pranayama, I need to do cessation of all vṛttis through this. But later on, what is to do? He says, look, not by this thing, bhavanāt. So what is that bhavanāt? So bhavanāt means, so that means you start remembering, you start seeing. So what do you start seeing? What do you start remembering? So you use your faculty of remembrance or memory. For what? He says, look, Cittādi sarva bhaveṣu brahmatvenaiva. That means Cittādi sarva bhaveṣu. Because you go through different type of modification. Your mind goes through different type of stages. Whether it is chitta level, chitta means memory level, or it is with reference to ahankara, ego, or it is mind level, it is emotional level, or buddhi, decision making level. Mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, these are the 4 stages. Or you can use the word whether it is manomaya or vijñānamayīṁ level. Now when this mind goes through all sort of bhavanas, whether you are angry, when you are, happy, when you are rejected, dejected, accepted, respected, both positive and negative. Now what you need to do? You need to see there that is nothing but Brahma. That's why when somebody puts a garland on you, you don't have to feel proud. Or when somebody scolds you or puts a other type of garland, you don't have to feel bad either. So when somebody praises you, means the person has been benefited or going to be benefited most of the time. Expects to be benefited. That's the right word. Or when the person blames you, that means the person is frustrated because no hope of extracting things from you. It's very simple. So once you understand this, then what happens? You are not carried away when somebody gives you a flower, says, I love you. When somebody also starts hitting you, says, I hate you. Okay, thank you. You love yourself. You hate also yourself. I happens to be the object of your love or hatred at that moment. If I am not there, some other person also could have been there. Thank God, I am a matured person. I am your object of love or object of hatred. Can you see this understanding? So when this happens, you handle yourself, not handle others. You handle yourself differently. And that is what he says, sa eva, that indeed is called ucyate prāṇāyāmaḥ. So that means what? Neither with reference to elation, I am excited, my breathing changes, or with reference to depression, rejection, I start crying. Both way, it does not work. More of it we will see.